there was an event that we were going to the one time. It was an after party, but again, it was at Stringfellows, and it's saying these music parties are at strip joints. Why? Is there because there's a way of hiding things and
hidden rooms?
Yeah, and so I went in and I kind of like got trapped up because I hadn't eaten all day, so I went and got a Subway, and then I saw my dudes were like waiting to go in, and I ran across the road, and they'd gone in. And I was like, oh, I'm with them, you know, and then I had to show like an invitation type thing that we had, and they let me in, but then I didn't see the dudes I went with. But I saw this guy from a record company. He actually was at Island Records. One of the first people I met at Island Records. He was a really cool dude. And I saw him, and he went. So I thought, well, he's obviously here as well. So I ran after him. I was like, hey, dude, you know, I'm gonna say his name there. But I ran after him. He looked at me like, it was weird. He was shocked that I was there, and I was just like, what? Like, why are you shocked? You know, and he was just like, oh, right. So he's like, who are you here with and stuff? And I was like, I explained to him, and he was like, here? And I was just like, what is the deal? Like, what are you doing? You know? So we went in this room, and he was like, you're gonna go to the buffet? And I'm like, why would I want to eat? Why would I want to eat right now? I'm like, I'm in party mode. I'm looking for my friend. Like, let's get drunk. Like, have a laugh, you know. And he was just like, all right. And he was going in, and I was following him. He was just so weirded out. And I went in, and I'm looking around, and there's all these guys over here, and there's some people young dudes who I've seen on the road, you know, guitar techs or people who are trying to get in the industry, like young, who they're just trying whatever it can to get in the industry, and you see them out on the road, right? And I see one guy, and I'm thinking like, I swear this dude's like not. I'm sure he's underage, and he's not old enough to be in. Because when I've seen him on the road, he's not allowed to drink and stuff.
Yeah.
But weirded out, right? But he wanted to be a singer. He wanted to be get a record deal and all that stuff. And anyway, so I see him, and then like I see a few other people, just like singers that were at shows, like that kind of scene, that kind of industry showcase scene.
Yeah.
You know, and so. But then I see like over in this other area. So there's basically what I'm saying is there's kind of industry people, there's people who are trying to make it, and then there is this other vibe, right? And it was like, what is going on here? Because I look over here, and there's like young people, like young dudes and young girls.
We're talking under.
Yes, we're talking like 14,
right.
Maybe even as early as like 13,
right,
14, and it wasn't just a music thing, because I was seeing people who I knew were involved in film and TV at an executive level, so not small people, like people who were at companies like ITN, not ITN. They were at what's it called? One of the big companies used to do a lot of stuff with ITV. Not ITN, another company.
Yeah.
Endemol, actually, they're called.
I used to work for Endemol.
Endemol. So I see a guy who I know is an executive.
I used to work in Shepherd's Bush, Endemol, yeah.
Really? Yeah. So I see a guy who I know is an executive there.
Right.
And or I know he's at the company. I'd kind of been in, when we had to do meetings with them, I'd seen this guy there. So I recognized him. So I was like, all right. I was like, so this is like a film thing. What's going on? You know, and that hits me. I'm like, but I'm in a strip club. Like, what is the deal here? And also like the clothes that the girls were wearing. Some girls were in like very see-through type stuff. You could just see their breasts, you know, like it was just a bit like, oh, you know. And then I kind of look over the guy who was looking at me the whole time, and I look at him and I'm just like, and he kind of looks at me as if you go, you weren't invited here. And he kind of realizes like, you shouldn't be here, you know? And he just like says that to me. He's like, you shouldn't be here, you know? And I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Was this like, hang on, was this like the whole of Stringfellows? Was this like a side compartment of it?
Like
you followed him to the
I went to left. Then my friends had all gone just straight into like the normal open street.
But you went.
Yeah, and he went left, so I just followed him. And that's now the whole conversation he had made sense to me. He's like, he was asking, how did I get invited to this? This is not for, you know. But he was thinking like, oh, so brains must like, these guys must be really like hooked up with people.
Yeah.
And so I was really freaked out about it, and I kind of like left, but I did just remember seeing certain people that not only that I kind of knew that they were a part of, you know, like they were not they were like big agents and stuff like that.
But you didn't see any sort of celebrities? Or...
No, not celebrities, but I saw people who I'd come to see on TV shows. Like when there was a TV show about a big artist's career or whatever, and you see this guy and it's like, oh, this guy is one of the biggest managers in music, or this guy is actually, you know, someone like Max Clifford. And I was like, oh, I remember seeing Max Clifford there, you know, like, and it turned out it was Max Clifford and Simon Cowell's regular do.
So Simon Cowell was there?
It was their thing. It was
so they set it up?
I never saw Simon Cowell, but it was his thing. It was Simon Cowell and Max Clifford's do. It was called The Buffet.